Ladies, understand this truth: you are the master sculptor of your own life. A relationship does not define you, it is a reflection of the love you hold for yourself. When you engage with a man, let it be from a place of strength, not lack. Too often, women forget their power and sacrifice their authenticity. Today we will explore the 9 actions a woman must avoid with a man to remain aligned with her higher self. Your self-worth is the foundation upon which your entire life rests. It is not something to be negotiated, diminished, or handed over to anyone, regardless of who they are or the role they play in your life. When a woman compromises her self-worth, she relinquishes a part of her divine essence, that sacred core that defines her as powerful, unique, and whole. To compromise your self-worth for a man, or for anyone, is to deny the truth of who you are, a being of infinite value, deserving of respect, love, and fulfillment. At the heart of self-worth is the understanding that you are inherently valuable, not because of what you do, how you look, or what you can offer to others, but simply because you exist. This value is not bestowed upon you by someone else, it is your birthright. However, in the complexities of relationships, especially with men, it can be easy to forget this truth. Society has long conditioned women to prioritize others over themselves, to seek validation outside of themselves, and to measure their worth based on their ability to please, serve, or conform. But this conditioning is a lie. The moment you place your worth in the hands of someone else, you give them the power to define it, and they will never define it as high as you should. When you compromise your self-worth, you send a silent message to yourself and to others that you are not enough. This might manifest as tolerating disrespect, accepting less than you deserve, or staying in situations that deplete rather than nourish you. Perhaps it is enduring criticism disguised as constructive feedback, or maybe it is settling for a relationship that lacks genuine love, mutual respect, or reciprocity. Each of these actions chips away at your self-esteem, making it harder to remember the truth: you are worthy of everything you desire. The danger of compromising your self-worth is that it often happens gradually. It might start with a small concession, a decision to overlook a red flag, to let a hurtful comment slide, or to accommodate someone else's needs at the expense of your own. Over time, these seemingly insignificant choices accumulate, creating a pattern where your needs and desires are consistently placed second. And what is the result? You begin to feel invisible, unimportant, or even unworthy of love and respect. But none of this is true. These feelings are not a reflection of your actual worth, but rather the consequences of forgetting to honor it. To refuse to compromise your self-worth is to declare to the universe and to yourself that you are enough, just as you are. It is to set boundaries that protect your energy and to demand the respect you inherently deserve. This does not mean arrogance or entitlement, it means self-respect. It means recognizing when someone's actions or words diminish your light and having the courage to walk away if necessary. It means valuing your peace, your happiness, and your authenticity above the approval of others. In relationships, maintaining your self-worth can be especially challenging because love often blurs the lines between compromise and sacrifice. Love, true love, does require compromise, but it should never come at the expense of your dignity or self-respect. Sacrificing your principles, tolerating mistreatment, or silencing your voice for the sake of keeping the peace is not love, it is fear. Fear of losing the relationship, of being alone, or of not being enough. But these fears are illusions, and the price of succumbing to them is far too high. A man who truly values you will never ask you to compromise your self-worth. He will see your strength, your brilliance, and your individuality as assets, not threats. He will uplift you, support you, and respect your boundaries. And if he doesn't, it is not a reflection of your worth, but rather a sign that he is not aligned with your journey. Do not cling to someone who cannot recognize your value. To do so is to betray yourself. Learning to honor your self-worth begins with self-awareness. Pay attention to how you feel in your interactions. Do you feel empowered, respected, and valued? Or do you feel small, unimportant, or diminished? Your emotions are a guide, alerting you to situations that either affirm or negate your worth. Listen to them, and act accordingly. Surround yourself with people who uplift and celebrate you, and distance yourself from those who drain your energy or undermine your confidence. Recognizing and maintaining your self-worth also requires letting go of the need for external validation. Too often, women seek approval from others to feel valued, but this approval is fleeting and unreliable. True self-worth comes from within. It is a quiet, unshakable confidence that does not waver based on external circumstances. Cultivate this confidence by affirming your value daily. Remind yourself of your strengths, your achievements, and your unique qualities. And most importantly, remind yourself that you are enough always. The journey to honoring your self-worth is not always easy. It may require unlearning years of conditioning, confronting fears, and making difficult decisions. But the reward is freedom, the freedom to live authentically, to love deeply without losing yourself, and to create a life that reflects your highest potential. Do not let anyone, no matter how much you love them, take this freedom away from you. Your self-worth is not just about how you see yourself, it is about how you teach others to see you. By refusing to compromise your self-worth, you set a standard for how you expect to be treated. And when you hold firm to that standard, the right people will rise to meet it. The wrong ones will fall away, but that is their loss, not yours. You were not made to shrink, to settle, or to silence your voice. You were made to shine. Honor that truth, and the world will reflect it back to you. Happiness is an inner state, a reflection of the harmony within your soul. It is not something to be given or taken by another, no matter how close or cherished they may be. To depend solely on a man for your happiness is to relinquish control over your emotional well-being, placing your joy in the hands of someone who cannot bear the weight of such responsibility. True happiness is not found in another person. It is cultivated within you, born from self-awareness, self-love, and a deep connection to your inner being. The idea of seeking happiness through others is rooted in the illusion that we are incomplete on our own. Many women grow up with the belief that a relationship or a partner will complete them, that their lives will only reach fulfillment when they find the right man. While love and companionship can indeed enrich life, they are not the source of true contentment. Happiness derived from external sources is fleeting, for external circumstances are ever-changing. To depend on a man for your joy is to tie your emotional state to something outside your control, leaving you vulnerable to disappointment and heartbreak. When a woman depends solely on a man for happiness, she places an undue burden on him and the relationship. This dependency can create a dynamic where she looks to him for validation, reassurance, and emotional support, often at the expense of her own growth and independence. Over time, this reliance can lead to resentment, both hers for feeling unfulfilled despite his efforts, and his for feeling the pressure to constantly meet her emotional needs. This dynamic is neither healthy nor sustainable, for no one person can be the sole source of another's happiness. Happiness is an internal journey, a process of aligning with your true self. It begins with self-love, the ability to appreciate and value yourself for who you are, independent of anyone else's opinion or presence. When you cultivate self-love, you free yourself from the need for external validation. You no longer look to a man or anyone to fill an emotional void, because you have already filled it with your own light. This does not mean you reject love or relationships. Rather, you approach them from a place of wholeness, where your happiness enhances the connection rather than depending on it. To depend solely on a man for happiness also limits your personal growth. It is easy to lose sight of your passions, interests, and aspirations when your focus is entirely on the relationship. You may begin to mold your life around his needs, desires, and goals, neglecting your own in the process. Over time, this can lead to a sense of emptiness or loss of identity. But you were not created to live in someone else's shadow. You were made to shine in your own right, to pursue your dreams and passions, and to live a life that reflects your unique essence. The key to lasting happiness lies in nurturing your inner world. This involves developing a strong sense of self, embracing your individuality, and finding joy in your own company. Spend time exploring your passions, cultivating your talents, and pursuing the things that bring you fulfillment. When you create a life that is rich and meaningful on your own, you bring a sense of completeness to your relationships. You are no longer looking for someone to make you happy. Instead, you are sharing your happiness with them. This self-reliance does not mean isolating yourself or rejecting support from others. It simply means recognizing that your happiness is your responsibility. It is about understanding that no one else, not even the most loving partner, can fully satisfy your inner needs. Happiness is an inside job, a reflection of the love and peace you cultivate within yourself. When you take ownership of your emotional well-being, you empower yourself to create a life of joy and fulfillment, regardless of your relationship status. In relationships, this self-sufficiency allows you to give and receive love more freely. When your happiness is not dependent on a man, you are free from fear and attachment. You do not cling to the relationship out of a need to feel complete, nor do you place unrealistic expectations on your partner. Instead, you approach the relationship from a place of abundance, where love is a choice, not a necessity. This creates a healthy, balanced dynamic where both partners can thrive as individuals while growing together. When you stop depending on a man for happiness, you also free him to be himself. You release him from the pressure to constantly meet your emotional needs, allowing the relationship to flourish naturally. This space fosters mutual respect, trust, and understanding, as both partners are able to contribute to the relationship without feeling burdened or constrained. It is important to remember that happiness is not a destination but a journey. It is not something you achieve once, and for all it is a practice, a daily commitment to nurture your inner world. This means taking time to care for your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, setting boundaries that honor your needs, and cultivating gratitude for the blessings in your life. When you prioritize your happiness in this way, you create a solid foundation for love to grow. A relationship should complement your happiness, not define it. A man can be a wonderful companion on your journey, but he is not the journey itself. By taking responsibility for your own joy, you reclaim your power and create a life that reflects your highest potential. You were not made to depend on anyone for your happiness. You were made to be the source of your own light, radiating love and fulfillment from within. When you embrace this truth, you open the door to relationships that are not built on dependency, but on mutual respect, love, and shared joy. Disrespect, in any form, is a direct attack on your dignity and worth. It erodes the foundation of trust and harmony in any relationship, leaving behind a residue of hurt, resentment, and insecurity. To tolerate disrespect is to teach others that it is acceptable to disregard your feelings, needs, and boundaries. It is to allow an environment where you are diminished instead of cherished, silenced instead of heard. No matter how strong your feelings for someone may be, disrespect must never be ignored, justified, or accepted. Often starts subtly, disguised as sarcasm, dismissive remarks, or a lack of consideration for your time or emotions. It can be easy to brush these instances aside, convincing yourself they are minor or unintentional. But even the smallest acts of disrespect can grow into patterns that undermine your confidence and sense of self-worth. Each time you tolerate such behavior, you signal that it is permissible, inadvertently inviting more of the same. Over time, this creates a cycle that can be difficult to break, leading to deeper pain and a diminished sense of self. At its core, disrespect is a reflection of a lack of regard for your value as a person. It may manifest as harsh criticism, constant interruptions, ignoring your input, or even outright verbal or emotional abuse. In relationships, it can take the form of dismissing your feelings, belittling your achievements, or prioritizing someone else's needs and desires over yours. These actions, no matter how subtle or overt, chip away at the mutual respect and care that are essential for a healthy connection. Tolerating disrespect often stems from a fear of confrontation or loss. You may tell yourself that the behavior isn't worth addressing, that it will improve on its own, or that challenging it might jeopardize the relationship. However, avoiding the issue only empowers the person to continue their behavior. Confronting disrespect is not about creating conflict, it is about setting boundaries that protect your peace and affirm your worth. When you stand up against disrespect, you reclaim your power and assert your right to be treated with kindness and dignity. One of the reasons people tolerate disrespect is the belief that they can fix the other person, or that the behavior is a temporary flaw. While it's true that everyone has moments of imperfection, consistent disrespect is a sign of deeper issues that cannot be ignored. It is not your responsibility to change someone else's behavior, nor should you bear the emotional burden of their inability to treat you with respect. The only behavior you can control is your own, and that includes deciding what you will and will not accept in your interactions with others. Refusing to tolerate disrespect is an act of self-love and self-preservation. It requires the courage to recognize when someone's actions are harmful and the strength to address it directly. This doesn't mean responding with anger or hostility. It means calmly and firmly communicating your boundaries. For example, if someone speaks to you in a demeaning tone, you might say, "I feel disrespected when you speak to me like that, and I need you to address me with respect." This approach not only asserts your boundaries, but also gives the other person an opportunity to reflect on their behavior and make changes. It is important to acknowledge that not everyone will respond positively to your boundaries. Some may deny their actions, shift blame, or dismiss your concerns. In such cases, you must decide whether the relationship is worth continuing. While it can be difficult to walk away from someone you care about, staying in an environment of persistent disrespect is far more damaging. You deserve relationships that uplift and support you, not ones that leave you feeling unworthy or undervalued. Disrespect is not limited to romantic relationships. It can occur in friendships, family dynamics, or professional settings. Regardless of the context, the principle remains the same. You have the right to be treated with respect, and you have the responsibility to uphold that standard. This might mean distancing yourself from toxic friendships, addressing family members who cross boundaries, or confronting a colleague who undermines your contributions. Each instance of standing up for yourself strengthens your confidence and reinforces your self-worth. It is also crucial to recognize and address any patterns of self-disrespect. Sometimes the way we allow others to treat us is a reflection of how we treat ourselves. If you often put others' needs before your own, tolerate unacceptable behavior, or fail to honor your own boundaries, you may be unintentionally setting the stage for others to do the same. Cultivating self-respect involves treating yourself with kindness, prioritizing your well-being, and refusing to accept less than you deserve. Refusing to tolerate disrespect does not make you difficult, selfish, or unkind. It makes you strong, self-aware, and principled. It sets a standard for how you expect to be treated and teaches others to value your presence. When you hold firm to your boundaries, you create space for healthy, respectful relationships to flourish. You also inspire others to recognize and honor their own worth, creating a ripple effect of empowerment and respect. Life is too short to spend in the company of those who do not see your value. You were not made to endure mistreatment, to shrink in the presence of others, or to silence your voice to keep the peace. You were made to stand tall, to shine brightly, and to demand the respect you deserve. By refusing to tolerate disrespect, you honor yourself and create a life filled with connections that celebrate your worth. You are worthy of love, kindness, and respect. Never settle for less. In any form is a clear signal that your value is not being acknowledged. It undermines your dignity, diminishes your confidence, and creates an environment that is neither nurturing nor supportive. Tolerating disrespect, whether out of love, fear, or complacency, is an act of self-betrayal. It sends a message to yourself and others that your boundaries are not worth upholding and your worth is negotiable. However, you are deserving of respect simply because you exist, and it is your responsibility to demand it, first from yourself and then from those around you. Disrespect often begins subtly, with a dismissive comment, a broken promise, or a disregard for your feelings. These moments might seem insignificant, easy to overlook or excuse. Perhaps you tell yourself that it was unintentional or that you are overreacting. But disrespect has a cumulative effect. Each small instance erodes your self-esteem and chips away at the foundation of your relationship, whether it is with a partner, a friend, or a family member. What starts as a single act can quickly become a pattern if left unchallenged, and patterns have the power to shape your reality. To tolerate disrespect is to normalize behavior that devalues you. It teaches the other person that their actions have no consequences, encouraging them to continue and possibly escalate their behavior. Worse, it teaches you to doubt your own worth and to silence your voice in the face of mistreatment. You may begin to rationalize their actions, convincing yourself that they didn't mean it or that you deserve it. This self-deception can trap you in a cycle of acceptance, where disrespect becomes the norm rather than the exception. Addressing disrespect requires clarity and courage. First, you must recognize it for what it is: a breach of your boundaries and a denial of your value. This can be difficult, especially if you care deeply about the person involved. Love and loyalty can blind you to behavior that would otherwise be unacceptable, but love cannot exist without respect. Any relationship built on a foundation of disrespect is unstable and ultimately harmful, no matter how strong your feelings may be. Once you have identified disrespect, you must confront it. This is not about anger or retaliation. It is about asserting your boundaries with firmness and dignity. For example, if someone speaks to you in a way that feels belittling or dismissive, you might say, "I find that tone disrespectful, and I expect to be spoken to with respect." Such a statement is clear, direct, and leaves no room for ambiguity. It communicates your boundaries without resorting to hostility, giving the other person an opportunity to reflect and adjust their behavior. Not everyone will respond positively to such boundaries. Some may dismiss your concerns, deny their actions, or even blame you for their behavior. This reaction can be painful, especially if you hope for understanding or change. But their response is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to yourself, to uphold your standards and protect your well-being. If someone refuses to respect you after you have clearly communicated your boundaries, it may be necessary to distance yourself or even end the relationship. Walking away from a relationship, especially one where there is love or history, can feel like a loss. But tolerating disrespect is a greater loss, the loss of your self-respect, your peace, and your authenticity. Letting go of relationships that do not honor your worth creates space for those that do. It allows you to surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, who treat you with kindness and consideration. It is also important to examine your own relationship with self-respect. Often the way others treat us mirrors the way we treat ourselves. Do you honor your own boundaries? Do you speak to yourself with kindness and compassion? Do you prioritize your needs and advocate for your well-being? If you struggle with self-respect, you may unconsciously tolerate disrespect from others, believing it to be the best you can expect or deserve. Cultivating self-respect is a powerful act of self-love. It involves recognizing your inherent worth, setting boundaries that reflect that worth, and refusing to settle for anything less. Refusing to tolerate disrespect does not mean being harsh or unyielding. It means valuing yourself enough to demand kindness and consideration from those around you. It means having the strength to walk away from situations or relationships that do not align with your worth. It is not about punishing others, but about protecting yourself. Disrespect should never be seen as a reflection of your value. Rather, it is a reflection of the other person's inability to honor and appreciate you. Life is too short to spend in environments where you are not respected. You were not created to endure mistreatment or to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You were created to stand tall, to shine brightly, and to demand the respect you deserve. This is not arrogance, it is self-awareness. It is the recognition that respect is not something you earn by compromising yourself, it is something you are entitled to by virtue of your humanity. The choice is always yours. You can choose to accept disrespect, hoping it will change, or you can choose to stand up for yourself, knowing that you deserve better. The latter choice may be harder, requiring strength and resilience, but it is the choice that honors your worth and preserves your integrity. By refusing to tolerate disrespect, you send a powerful message to yourself and to the world that you are worthy of love, kindness, and respect. And when you stand in that truth, you inspire others to treat you accordingly. Your true desires are the whispers of your soul, guiding you toward the life you are meant to live. Suppressing them is like silencing the voice of your own spirit, denying yourself the fulfillment and joy that come from pursuing what genuinely resonates with your being. Too often, people suppress their desires out of fear of judgment, rejection, failure, or even success. But in doing so, they deny their authenticity and abandon the path that leads to their highest potential. To suppress your desires is to shrink from life itself, and it is a choice that robs you of the richness and purpose you were meant to experience. Desires are not random or trivial, they arise from the depths of your consciousness, pointing you toward what will bring you growth, happiness, and self-realization. Yet, society often conditions us to prioritize external expectations over internal longings. You may have been taught to suppress your dreams to fit into a mold, to avoid making waves, or to gain approval from others. This conditioning leads many to live lives of quiet resignation, fulfilling roles that please others while feeling unfulfilled inside. But your desires are sacred. They are not there to be ignored or dismissed. They are your compass, directing you toward your true purpose. Suppressing your desires often stems from a fear of vulnerability. To express what you truly want is to reveal a part of your innermost self, which can feel intimidating. What if others don't understand or approve? What if you fail? These fears can lead you to bury your desires, convincing yourself that they are impractical or unimportant. But suppressing your desires does not make them disappear, it only creates inner conflict. Your soul knows what it wants, and when you deny it, you feel restless, unfulfilled, and disconnected from yourself. One of the most common reasons people suppress their desires is the belief that pursuing them is selfish. Women, in particular, are often conditioned to prioritize the needs of others over their own. You may feel that pursuing your dreams means neglecting your responsibilities or letting someone down. But this is a false narrative. Honoring your desires is not selfish, it is an act of self-love. When you align with what truly fulfills you, you become a better version of yourself, and this positively impacts everyone around you. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and suppressing your desires will eventually leave you depleted. Living in alignment with your true desires requires courage. It means being honest with yourself about what you want, even if it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. It means giving yourself permission to dream without limitations and to pursue those dreams without apology. This may involve making difficult decisions, such as walking away from relationships or situations that no longer serve you or stepping into the unknown. But the alternative, continuing to suppress your desires, is far more damaging. It keeps you stuck in a life that feels incomplete, constantly yearning for something more. When you suppress your true desires, you also suppress your creative power. Your desires are the spark that ignites your imagination and fuels your ability to create the life you want. By denying them, you block the flow of energy and inspiration that drives transformation. Imagine planting a seed and then refusing to water it because you are afraid it won't grow. The potential is there, but it cannot flourish without your belief and action. Your desires are like that seed, they need your attention and commitment to bloom. The journey of honoring your desires begins with self-awareness. Take time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What lights you up? What dreams have you buried under layers of doubt and fear? Allow yourself to reconnect with those dreams, no matter how far away they may feel. Write them down, visualize them, and hold space for them in your heart. This process is not about figuring out all the answers or mapping out every step. It is about acknowledging and embracing your desires as valid and worthy. It is also essential to release the need for external validation. Your desires do not need to make sense to anyone else, they only need to resonate with you. The approval of others is fleeting and unreliable, but the fulfillment of living in alignment with your truth is enduring. Trust that the desires placed within you are there for a reason, and that the universe will support you in bringing them to fruition. As you begin to honor your true desires, you will encounter resistance both from within and from others. Your mind may try to convince you that you are not capable or deserving. Others may project their fears and limitations onto you, questioning your choices or discouraging you from taking risks. But this resistance is not a sign to give up. It is an opportunity to strengthen your resolve. Remember that your desires are uniquely yours, and no one else can fully understand their importance to you. Living in alignment with your desires does not mean you will never face challenges or setbacks. But it does mean that you will be living authentically, guided by your inner truth, rather than external expectations. This authenticity brings a sense of peace and fulfillment that cannot be achieved by suppressing your dreams. It allows you to create a life that feels meaningful and true to who you are. You were not born to live a life of compromise and suppression. You were born to shine, to create, and to experience the fullness of your potential. Your desires are not random whims, they are the roadmap to your purpose. Honor them, pursue them, and trust that by doing so, you will not only transform your own life but also inspire others to do the same. Giving is a beautiful expression of love, kindness, and connection, but it must be balanced with reciprocity to ensure that your efforts are honored and your energy is preserved. When you give endlessly without receiving in return, you create a dynamic that is not only unsustainable but also depletes your sense of self-worth. Giving without reciprocity is not an act of love, it is an act of self-neglect. It implies that your needs and boundaries are secondary, which invites imbalance and can foster resentment over time. Relationships, whether romantic, platonic, or professional, must be founded on mutual respect and exchange. Without this, giving becomes a one-sided transaction that leaves you empty and undervalued. To give without expecting anything in return might sound noble, but it is often misunderstood. True giving does not mean sacrificing yourself for the benefit of others without regard for your own needs. It means sharing your energy, time, and resources in a way that feels balanced and fulfilling. Reciprocity is not about keeping score, it is about ensuring that the relationship is equitable. When you give and receive in balance, it creates a flow of energy that strengthens connections and fosters mutual growth. Many people give excessively out of a desire to feel needed or loved, believing that their worth is tied to their ability to provide for others. This mindset often stems from a fear of rejection or inadequacy. You may think, if I give enough, they will appreciate me, or if I sacrifice for them, they will love me. But this approach rarely leads to the desired outcome. Instead, it sets a precedent for others to take you for granted. When you consistently prioritize others' needs above your own, you teach them to do the same. Over time, this erodes your self-esteem and leaves you feeling unseen and unappreciated. Reciprocity is not about demanding equal exchanges in material terms. It is about the balance of effort, respect, and care. For example, if you consistently initiate communication, plan activities, or provide emotional support in a relationship while the other person contributes little to nothing, the imbalance becomes evident. While you may not expect an exact return on every action, there should be a sense of mutual effort and appreciation. Without this, the relationship can become draining and one-sided, where your giving is met with indifference or entitlement. Learning to give with intention and discernment is crucial. Before offering your time, energy, or resources, ask yourself why you are giving. Are you doing it out of genuine care and willingness, or are you giving out of obligation, guilt, or a desire for validation? Giving from a place of authenticity feels light and joyful, while giving from a place of obligation or fear feels heavy and burdensome. When you give with the hope of receiving love or approval, you place your worth in the hands of others, making it contingent on their responses. This creates an unhealthy dynamic where your happiness depends on external validation. Healthy giving involves setting boundaries and knowing when to say no. Boundaries are not walls, they are guidelines that protect your well-being and ensure that your giving remains sustainable. They allow you to share your energy without depleting yourself. Saying no does not make you selfish, it makes you self-aware. It ensures that you are not overextending yourself or giving more than you can afford emotionally, physically, or financially. It also communicates to others that your time and energy are valuable, which encourages them to treat you with respect. When you give without reciprocity, you may also deprive others of the opportunity to contribute. Relationships thrive when both parties feel involved and invested. By allowing others to give to you, you create a space for them to express their care and appreciation. Receiving graciously is just as important as giving generously. It acknowledges the other person's efforts and reinforces the balance within the relationship. When you resist receiving, you may unintentionally send the message that their contributions are unnecessary or unwelcome, which can hinder the relationship's growth. In some cases, people take advantage of those who give without limits. These individuals may see your generosity as an opportunity to exploit your kindness rather than as an invitation to reciprocate. This can be particularly damaging, as it not only depletes your resources but also erodes your trust in others. Recognizing these dynamics early on is essential to protect yourself. Pay attention to patterns in your relationships. Do they consistently show gratitude and reciprocate in their own way, or do they habitually take without giving back? Awareness of these patterns can help you make informed decisions about where and how to invest your energy. Giving in a way that honors reciprocity also means being honest with yourself and others about your expectations. While you may not expect something tangible in return, it is fair to expect respect, gratitude, and effort. Communicating your needs openly ensures that both parties understand and value each other's contributions. It also prevents misunderstandings and resentment, which often arise when unspoken expectations go unmet. Giving without reciprocity is unsustainable. It leaves you feeling drained, unappreciated, and disconnected from your own needs. By embracing reciprocity, you create relationships that are balanced, fulfilling, and supportive. You honor not only the needs of others, but also your own, fostering a dynamic that allows both parties to thrive. Remember, your worth is not determined by how much you give, but by the respect and care you cultivate for yourself and others. When you give with intention and receive with gratitude, you create a harmonious flow of energy that enriches both your life and the lives of those around you. Walking away is one of the most powerful actions you can take, yet it is often one of the most feared. The idea of leaving behind a relationship, a job, or a situation that no longer serves you can feel overwhelming. Fear creeps in, whispering doubts and uncertainties. What if I regret this? What if I can't find anything better? What if I end up alone? These fears are natural, but they are rooted in a misunderstanding of your power and worth. Walking away is not an act of defeat, it is an act of self-respect, courage, and alignment with what you truly deserve. When something in your life no longer supports your growth or happiness, walking away is often the wisest choice you can make. Fear of walking away often stems from a scarcity mindset, the belief that there is nothing else out there for you. This mindset convinces you that if you leave, you will lose everything, and nothing better will take its place. But this is a lie born from fear, not truth. The truth is that your life is abundant with opportunities, and by holding on to something that no longer serves you, you are blocking the space needed for something better to enter. Letting go is not about loss, it is about making room for the blessings that align with your highest good. Another source of fear is attachment. When you invest time, energy, and emotion into something, it becomes difficult to let go, even when it is harming you. You may hold on to a toxic relationship because you have history with the person. You may stay in a job that drains you because you've built a career there, but attachment should not outweigh your well-being. Your time and energy are precious, and staying in situations that deplete you is not an act of loyalty, it is an act of self-sacrifice. Walking away does not erase your investment, it honors the lessons you've learned and frees you to apply them in new and healthier ways. Walking away is not about giving up, it is about choosing yourself. It requires you to listen to your intuition and acknowledge when something no longer aligns with your values or needs. Too often, people ignore their inner voice out of fear of the unknown. But your intuition is your greatest guide, constantly nudging you toward what is right for you. Trusting that voice, even when it leads you into uncertainty, is an act of faith in yourself and the universe. It is a recognition that you deserve better and that better is possible. Some people fear walking away because they worry about how others will perceive them. They fear being judged as selfish, weak, or ungrateful. but the opinions of others are not your responsibility. You cannot live your life for the approval of others and expect to find happiness. Walking away is an act of self-empowerment, and those who truly care about you will understand and support your decision. Those who don't may reveal that they were more invested in their own needs than in your well-being. Your life is your own, and it is not up to anyone else to dictate how you should live it. Walking away also requires you to face the discomfort of change. Humans are creatures of habit, and even when a situation is unhealthy, it can feel safer to stay than to step into the unknown. But growth and transformation require change. You cannot cling to the familiar and expect to evolve. Walking away is a leap of faith, a declaration that you are willing to face uncertainty in order to align with your true self. It is a reminder that you are capable of creating the life you desire, even if the path is unclear at first. The process of walking away is not easy, but it is liberating. It teaches you to trust yourself, to prioritize your happiness, and to release what no longer serves you. Each time you walk away from something that isn't right for you, you strengthen your self-worth and reaffirm your belief in your ability to create a better future. You begin to see that walking away is not an ending, but a beginning, a doorway to new opportunities, relationships, and experiences that are in alignment with your growth. It is important to remember that walking away does not mean you failed. On the contrary, it means you succeeded in recognizing when something was no longer serving you and had the courage to let it go. Failure would be staying in a situation that stifles your potential, drains your energy, and diminishes your joy. Walking away is an act of triumph, a refusal to settle for less than you deserve. When you walk away, do so with grace. Let go of resentment, anger, or bitterness, for these emotions will only weigh you down. Instead, walk away with gratitude for the lessons learned and the strength gained. Every experience, even the painful ones, contributes to your growth and wisdom. Walking away does not erase the past, it honors it while freeing you to move forward. Walking away is an act of love for yourself and for the life you are creating. It is a statement that you value your happiness and well-being enough to leave behind what no longer serves you. It is a declaration that you trust yourself to navigate the unknown and to create a life that aligns with your worth. So do not fear walking away. Embrace it as a necessary step in your journey toward the life you deserve. You are not losing, you are choosing yourself, your growth, and your boundless potential. In conclusion, walking away from situations, relationships, or circumstances that no longer align with your growth and well-being is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. It is not an act of failure, but one of self-respect and strength. By choosing yourself, you are creating the space for greater opportunities and blessings to enter your life. Trust in your ability to recognize when something no longer serves you and have the courage to let go. Know that by walking away, you are affirming your worth and your capacity to move forward with grace, confidence, and purpose. Thank you for listening, and remember, you have the power to shape your life by making the choices that honor who you truly are. When you close your eyes and feel the tug of a deep longing, understand this truth: what you desire is not separate from you. It exists now, waiting for you to claim it. The very act of yearning is a sacred connection, a divine whisper telling you it is already yours. Desires are not accidents. They are messages from the infinite, calling you toward your destiny. The things you seek are not far away. They are drawn to you as surely as the sun draws life from the earth. But to claim them, you must first believe. Begin by asking yourself, what would it feel like to have this now? Close the gap between what you seek and what you are by embodying its essence in the present. The secret is not in the chase, but in the stillness, the knowing that you already possess it. The world you experience mirrors the beliefs you hold. If you feel lack, you will see lack. But when you cultivate abundance within, when you act, think, and feel as though your desires are fulfilled, the outer world must conform. Do not fret over how or when. Time is but a shadow of eternity, and what is truly yours cannot miss you. The unseen hand that planted this desire within you is the same hand orchestrating its fulfillment. Rest in the assurance that all is unfolding perfectly. So stop striving. Instead, align. Seek not with desperation but with trust. For as you seek, so you shall find, not because it is out there, but because it is already within you. What you seek is seeking you, and together you are destined to meet. Every desire you hold is born from the fertile soil of your imagination, a powerful force that shapes and defines the reality you experience. When you dream of something, whether it is love, success, health, or happiness, it is not a distant, unreachable concept. No, it is a seed planted in your consciousness, waiting to take root and grow. Imagination is not mere fantasy, it is the creative power through which life manifests. What you imagine with clarity and conviction becomes the blueprint for the life you will inevitably live. Consider for a moment how everything you see in the physical world was once an idea in someone's mind. The homes we live in, the clothes we wear, the technology we use, all of these began as intangible concepts in the imagination of their creators. In the same way, your inner world of imagination is the starting point for everything you wish to experience. Your mind, when fully engaged in the act of imagining, aligns with the energy of creation itself. This alignment becomes the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the possible and the tangible. When you allow yourself to imagine, you are engaging with a force that transcends logic and reason. Imagination is not bound by the limitations of the physical world or the constraints of time. It moves freely, weaving together fragments of possibility into a cohesive vision. By focusing on this vision with unwavering faith, you are giving it life and setting into motion a process that will bring it into form. The key to aligning imagination with reality lies in belief. To imagine something and then dismiss it as impossible is to sever the connection between the dream and its realization. Instead, when you imagine, you must feel the truth of it in your being. You must embrace the joy, the relief, the satisfaction, or the peace that your imagined outcome brings, as though it is already a part of your life. This feeling is the language through which your imagination communicates with reality. It is the frequency that attracts what you seek into your experience. Your imagination works most powerfully when it is free from doubt and fear. These emotions act as barriers, distorting the purity of your vision. To align fully, you must cultivate trust in the unseen, a trust that allows you to imagine boldly and without hesitation. Even if the world around you seems to contradict your vision, hold steadfast in the knowledge that your imagination is planting the seeds for a future that has yet to reveal itself. Reality is not fixed, it is malleable and responsive to the energy you project through your thoughts and feelings. This is why it is essential to be deliberate in what you imagine. Your mind does not distinguish between positive and negative creations, it responds equally to both. If you dwell on fears, failures, or doubts, you are unwittingly aligning with a reality that reflects those states. But when you consciously direct your imagination toward what uplifts and inspires you, you align with a reality filled with possibilities that reflect the beauty of your vision. It is not enough to simply imagine, you must also act as though your imagined reality is true. This does not mean forcing or striving, but rather embodying the qualities and behaviors of someone who already lives in that reality. If you imagine abundance, walk through life with gratitude and generosity. If you imagine love, carry yourself with confidence and openness. By doing so, you reinforce the alignment between your inner world and the external circumstances that match it. Imagination, when aligned with reality, creates a sense of ease and flow in your life. The struggle diminishes because you are no longer trying to force things to happen. Instead, you are moving in harmony with the natural currents of creation, allowing your imagined world to unfold effortlessly. You begin to see signs and opportunities that confirm your alignment, as though the universe itself is conspiring to help you. These synchronicities are not coincidences, they are evidence of the alignment you have achieved through your imagination. It is important to remember that the alignment of imagination and reality is not a one-time event but an ongoing process. Life may present challenges or setbacks, but these are not indications that your imagination has failed. They are opportunities to refine your vision, to deepen your belief, and to strengthen your alignment. Every moment offers a chance to return to the creative power of your imagination, to realign with the reality you wish to experience. Imagination is a sacred tool, a gift that allows you to transcend the limitations of the present and create a future that reflects the deepest desires of your heart. When you align your imagination with your reality, you become a co-creator with the infinite, shaping a life that is not only fulfilling but also a true reflection of the power and beauty within you. Trust in your imagination, nurture it with faith, and watch as it transforms the unseen into the seen, the intangible into the tangible, and the impossible into the inevitable. Every desire you hold in your heart is far more than a fleeting wish or a random thought. Desires are the whispers of the divine, gently nudging you toward the life you were meant to live. They are signals, sacred and profound, guiding you to align with your highest self and purpose. These longings are not arbitrary, they are placed within you by the same force that governs the stars and the seasons. Your desires are part of the divine design, meant to awaken you to the limitless possibilities that lie within you. The moment a desire is born within you, it is a sign that its fulfillment is possible. The divine never teases or taunts. It does not plant dreams in your heart to leave them unfulfilled. Instead, each desire comes with the promise of its realization, provided you nurture it with faith and commitment. This realization, however, requires you to recognize that your desires are not separate from you. They are already a part of your being, waiting for you to claim them as your own. Desires often feel like yearnings for something beyond reach, but this perception is an illusion. The truth is that the divine places desires in your heart to draw your attention to what is already possible for you. They are like a compass, pointing you in the direction of growth, expansion, and fulfillment. When you honor these desires, you are honoring the divine within you. You are acknowledging that you are not here to live a life of mediocrity or limitation, but to experience the fullness of creation. Many people struggle with desires because they confuse them with selfishness or greed. They suppress their longings, believing they are unworthy or that it is wrong to want more. But this suppression only leads to frustration and stagnation. Desires are not meant to be denied, they are meant to be embraced and explored. They are not signs of lack or neediness, but of the creative energy within you seeking expression. To deny your desires is to deny the divine force that seeks to work through you. The beauty of desires is that they are deeply personal. No two people have the exact same set of longings, and this individuality is by design. Your desires are tailored to you, reflecting your unique gifts, talents, and potential. They are meant to inspire you, to pull you out of complacency, and to challenge you to grow into the person you are capable of becoming. When you feel a strong desire, it is a call to action, a call to step into a version of yourself that is more aligned with your divine essence. The fulfillment of your desires is not just about acquiring things or achieving goals. It is about the transformation that occurs within you as you pursue them. Every step you take toward your desires brings you closer to the divine. It teaches you lessons of patience, resilience, trust, and faith. The journey itself is as important as the destination, because it is through this journey that you come to understand the depth of your own power and connection to the infinite. Desires also serve as a bridge between the seen and the unseen, the material and the spiritual. When you hold a desire in your heart, you are connecting to a reality that already exists in the unseen realm. Your task is to bring that reality into the material world through your thoughts, feelings, and actions. This requires more than wishful thinking, it requires alignment. You must align your inner world with the reality you seek, trusting that the divine is orchestrating everything to bring your desire to fruition. There will be moments when your desires seem delayed or out of reach, and doubt may creep in. In these moments, remember that the divine's timing is perfect. Delays are not denials, they are opportunities for growth and refinement. Sometimes the path to your desire involves preparation that you cannot yet see. Trust that every step, even the ones that feel like detours, is leading you exactly where you need to go. Desires are also a form of communication with the divine. When you acknowledge and pursue them, you are engaging in a dialogue with the infinite. You are saying, I am ready to step into the life that is meant for me. And the divine responds by opening doors, providing resources, and guiding you in ways that may seem miraculous. The more you trust this process, the more clearly you will see the divine hand at work in your life. Your desires are sacred. They are not to be trivialized or dismissed. They are the divine's way of reminding you that you are a creator, capable of bringing the invisible into the visible, the imagined into the real. When you honor your desires, you are not only creating a life of fulfillment for yourself, but also contributing to the greater good. For as you grow and expand, you inspire others to do the same, and the ripple effects of your alignment touch the world around you. Trust in your desires. See them as divine signals, pointing you toward your highest good. Embrace them with gratitude and faith, knowing that they are not separate from you, but a part of the divine plan unfolding through you. With every desire you pursue, you are aligning more deeply with the infinite, stepping into the truth of who you are, a co-creator with the divine, capable of manifesting a life that reflects the beauty and power within you. At its core, the law of assumption operates on the premise that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. The assumptions you hold in your mind are like seeds planted in the soil of your subconscious. Whatever you assume to be true is nurtured by your thoughts and emotions, eventually blossoming into your external reality. If you assume abundance, abundance will appear. If you assume lack, lack will dominate your experience. The world conforms to the dominant beliefs you hold, whether you are aware of them or not. The process of assumption begins with your thoughts and feelings. When you imagine something and feel it as real, you are creating a state of being that aligns with that reality. Your subconscious mind, which does not distinguish between imagination and fact, accepts this state as truth and works tirelessly to bring it to fruition. This is why your assumptions must be carefully chosen. To assume the worst is to invite it into your life, while to assume the best is to align yourself with the highest possibilities. The power of the law of assumption lies in its simplicity. You do not need to struggle, beg, or plead to bring about your desires. Instead, you need only assume their fulfillment. Imagine the feeling of already having what you desire and dwell in that feeling as though it is your current reality. This act of assuming shifts your consciousness and aligns you with the frequency of what you seek. The outer world then adjusts to reflect this inner shift, often in ways that seem effortless or even miraculous. The law of assumption also requires persistence and discipline. It is not enough to momentarily imagine your desired state. You must sustain this assumption until it becomes second nature. Doubt and fear are the primary obstacles to this process. They creep in when the evidence of your senses contradicts your assumption. But you must remember that the physical world is not the cause of your experience, it is the effect. To waver in your assumption because of what you currently see is to allow the outer world to dictate your reality rather than the other way around. This is where faith becomes crucial. Faith is not blind optimism, but an unwavering trust in the creative power of your assumptions. It is the conviction that the unseen is just as real as the seen, and that your inner world is the true source of your external experiences. When you assume your desires as already fulfilled, you are acting on faith, and this faith moves mountains. It opens doors, creates opportunities, and brings people and circumstances into your life that align with your vision. The beauty of the law of assumption is that it puts you in the driver's seat of your life. You are not at the mercy of fate, circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are the creator of your reality, and your assumptions are the tools through which you shape it. This understanding empowers you to take full responsibility for your life, knowing that whatever you desire is within your reach if you are willing to assume it with conviction. It is also important to recognize that the law of assumption works for everyone, whether they are aware of it or not. Many people unknowingly assume negativity, scarcity, or failure, and then wonder why their lives are filled with struggle. By becoming conscious of your assumptions, you can break free from this cycle and begin to create deliberately. This requires introspection and self-awareness. Pay attention to your dominant thoughts and beliefs, and ask yourself if they align with the reality you wish to experience. If not, change them. You have the power to rewrite the script of your life at any moment. As you practice the law of assumption, you will notice subtle yet profound shifts in your reality. Synchronicities will occur, opportunities will present themselves, and challenges will seem to resolve with ease. These are not coincidences, but the natural unfolding of your assumptions. They are signs that your inner world and outer world are coming into alignment, creating a life that reflects your deepest desires. The law of assumption is a reminder of your divine nature. It shows you that you are not a passive observer of life, but an active participant in its creation. By assuming the best, you align yourself with the infinite possibilities available to you. You step into a reality where your desires are not distant dreams, but living truths, waiting to be experienced. Trust in the power of your assumptions and let them guide you to a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment. The world you experience is not an independent entity, separate from your thoughts and feelings. Instead, it is a perfect reflection of your inner world, mirroring back to you the dominant beliefs, emotions, and assumptions you hold within. This principle, often overlooked, is one of the most empowering truths of existence. You create your reality from the inside out. Life is a mirror, faithfully responding to your inner state and projecting it outward as the circumstances, relationships, and events you encounter. Many people believe they are at the mercy of external forces. They attribute their struggles to bad luck, difficult people, or circumstances beyond their control. Yet this perspective stems from a misunderstanding of the true nature of reality. What you see out there is not separate from what exists in here. The external world is merely a canvas, and your inner state is the brush that paints it. This means that to change your life, you must first change yourself. The mirror of life is impartial and unwavering. It does not judge or distort. It simply reflects. If you see chaos in your external world, it is a reflection of inner turmoil. If you experience love and harmony, it is a reflection of a peaceful, loving state within you. The mirror does not lie. It holds up an unflinching portrayal of your consciousness. This realization can be both humbling and liberating, for it places the power to transform your life squarely in your hands. One of the greatest challenges in understanding this principle is the tendency to blame others or external conditions for our experiences. When something goes wrong, it is easy to point fingers or feel like a victim. However, the mirror shows that everything you encounter is a projection of your inner state. This does not mean you are to blame for everything, but rather that you are the creator of your experiences, whether consciously or unconsciously. Taking responsibility for this is not an act of self-condemnation, it is an act of empowerment. When you understand that life mirrors your inner world, you realize that you have the power to rewrite the script. The key is to look within and identify the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that are shaping your reality. Are they rooted in fear, doubt, and scarcity? Or are they anchored in love, faith, and abundance? Your external world will always reveal the truth of your inner world. If you do not like what you see, you must go within and make the necessary changes. This process begins with awareness. Pay attention to the patterns in your life. Do you repeatedly encounter the same types of challenges or attract similar people into your life? These recurring themes are not coincidences, they are reflections of your inner beliefs. Instead of resisting or blaming these experiences, view them as valuable feedback. They are showing you where your inner work is needed. By shifting your focus inward and addressing these patterns, you can break free from cycles of struggle and create a new reality. The mirror of the inner world also operates in subtle ways. It reflects not only your conscious thoughts, but also your subconscious beliefs and assumptions. These are the deeply ingrained ideas you may not even realize you hold, yet they have a profound impact on your reality. For example, if you subconsciously believe you are unworthy of love, you may find yourself in relationships that reinforce this belief. If you believe money is hard to come by, you may experience financial struggles. To uncover these hidden beliefs, you must practice self-reflection and be willing to confront uncomfortable truths. Once you become aware of the beliefs shaping your reality, the next step is to transform them. This requires more than wishful thinking, it requires deliberate effort and consistency. Begin by affirming new beliefs that align with the life you wish to create. Visualize the reality you desire and feel it as though it is already yours. This is not about denying your current circumstances, but about shifting your focus to a higher reality. The mirror will respond to this shift, reflecting back the changes you make within. It is important to approach this process with patience and trust. Just as a mirror does not instantly reflect a new image, when you change your expression, your external reality may take time to catch up with your inner shifts. But trust that the mirror is always responding, even when the changes are not immediately visible. Continue to nurture your inner world with positive thoughts, empowering beliefs, and elevated emotions, and the outer world will inevitably follow. The mirror of the inner world also teaches us the importance of self-love and acceptance. If you harbor self-criticism or resentment, the world will mirror these feelings back to you in the form of judgment or conflict. Conversely, when you cultivate love and compassion for yourself, you will find these qualities reflected in your interactions and experiences. The world becomes kinder, not because it has changed, but because you have. The mirror of life is your greatest teacher. It shows you who you are being in every moment and offers you the opportunity to grow and evolve. By understanding and embracing this principle, you can take full ownership of your reality and create a life that reflects the highest expression of your inner self. The power is within you, and the mirror is always there to guide you. Everything is now. This simple yet profound truth has the power to reshape your understanding of reality and transform your approach to life. The past and the future, as you often perceive them, are constructs of the mind. In the truest sense, only the present moment exists. The now is where all creation happens, where all possibilities converge, and where your power resides. To live in this understanding is to step into the timeless flow of life and embrace the infinite potential of the present. When you consider the past, you are not experiencing it as it once was, you are remembering it. Your mind recreates images, emotions, and stories, bringing them into your awareness in the present. Similarly, the future does not exist as a tangible reality, but as projections of your imagination, ideas, and expectations about what might come. These projections also occur in the now. Thus, both the past and the future are experienced through the lens of the present moment. This realization reveals that everything you think, feel, and create stems from your current state of being. Many people live their lives trapped in the illusions of time. They dwell on past mistakes or missed opportunities, carrying the weight of regret and guilt into their present. Others live in anxious anticipation of the future, worrying about what might go wrong or endlessly planning for what could be. In both cases, they miss the only moment that truly matters now. They miss the opportunities, the beauty, and the power that exists in the present because their attention is fragmented, divided between what was and what might be. To recognize that everything is now is to reclaim your focus and energy. Instead of scattering your thoughts across timelines that do not exist, you center yourself in the present, where all your creative power lies. The decisions you make, the feelings you cultivate, and the actions you take all occur in this moment. Whatever you desire, whatever you wish to create or experience, must begin here and now. This understanding shifts your perspective from one of waiting and hoping to one of acting and being. The now is the gateway to manifestation. When you focus your mind on a desired reality, imagining it as if it is already true, you activate the creative forces within you. The power of imagination and feeling is amplified when it is directed fully into the present moment. By embodying the state of your fulfilled desire now, you collapse the illusion of time and draw your desired reality into existence. This is not about denying the future or pretending the past never happened, but about aligning with the truth that both are shaped by what you do and believe in the now. This concept also speaks to the nature of fulfillment. Often people chase external achievements or possessions, believing that happiness and contentment lie somewhere in the future. Yet when they reach these milestones, they frequently find the joy to be fleeting, as their minds immediately fixate on the next goal. This cycle persists because fulfillment is not something you find in external conditions, it is a state of being you cultivate within. When you realize that everything is now, you stop postponing your happiness and start living it in the present. You discover that joy, peace, and abundance are not distant rewards but qualities you can embody here and now. Embracing the now deepens your connection to the world around you. The present moment is rich with sensory experiences, insights, and opportunities for connection, yet these often go unnoticed when your mind is preoccupied with the past or future. By anchoring yourself in the now, you become fully present with yourself and others. You listen more attentively, appreciate more deeply, and engage more authentically. Life becomes a vibrant, dynamic experience rather than a series of disconnected events. It is important to note that living in the now does not mean ignoring responsibilities or neglecting to plan for the future. Rather, it means approaching these tasks with full awareness and presence. When you plan, you do so in the now. When you reflect on the past, you do so in the now. The difference lies in your awareness. Are you fully present, or are you letting your mind wander aimlessly through time? The practice of mindfulness, bringing your attention back to the present moment, whenever it drifts, is a powerful way to cultivate this awareness. The realization that everything is now invites you to live fully and intentionally. It reminds you that you are not bound by the limitations of time or circumstance, but are a creator with the power to shape your reality in the present. By embracing the now, you unlock the infinite potential of life and step into the fullness of who you are. Every moment becomes an opportunity to create, to grow, and to experience the profound beauty of existence. Everything is now, and within this truth lies the key to a life of purpose, joy, and fulfillment. My friends, the home is more than four walls and a roof. It is a sacred space, a reflection of the inner sanctuary of your soul. If you long to invite the Holy Spirit into your home, know this: the Spirit comes not by chance, but by deliberate preparation. Your home must become a temple, a dwelling worthy of divine presence. Faith is the cornerstone of every divine encounter. It is the invisible bridge between the seen and the unseen, the tangible and the intangible. Without it, we are mere wanderers in a vast wilderness, blind to the divine presence that surrounds us. But faith is not just a concept, it is a living, breathing force that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. It is the key that unlocks the door to a higher reality, a realm where the Holy Spirit resides, waiting to be invited into the sanctuary of your home. To understand faith, we must first recognize its essence. Faith is not blind optimism or wishful thinking. It is a deep, unwavering conviction in the unseen power that governs all things. It is the assurance that what we hope for is already ours, even when our physical eyes cannot yet behold it. Faith calls us to act as though the promise has been fulfilled, to live in the reality of our desires before they manifest. It is this active, living faith that invites the Holy Spirit into our homes. Imagine for a moment that your home is a vessel. The Holy Spirit seeks to fill this vessel, but it cannot enter where the doors are locked and the windows shut. Faith is the key that opens every door, allowing the Spirit to flow freely. It is not enough to merely hope for divine presence. You must believe with every fiber of your being that the Spirit is already with you. This belief creates an atmosphere of expectation, a vibration that resonates with the divine. It is this resonance that draws the Spirit closer, like a melody that cannot be ignored. Faith is not merely a private experience, it must permeate every aspect of your home. It begins within your heart, but it extends to your words, your actions, and even the atmosphere you create. When you walk through your home, do you feel a sense of peace and assurance, or is there doubt lingering in the air? The Spirit is sensitive to the energy you cultivate. A home filled with faith becomes a beacon, a lighthouse in a storm, guiding the Holy Spirit to dwell there. Consider the stories of old, where faith transformed barren deserts into fertile gardens. The widow with the jar of oil had nothing but her faith, yet it was enough to sustain her and her household through famine. The centurion who approached Christ believed so deeply in his authority that he declared, only say the word, and my servant will be healed. These were not mere acts of hope, they were demonstrations of unshakable faith. And in each instance, the divine responded. Your home, too, can become a place where miracles occur, but only if you approach it with the same conviction. It requires action, for belief without action is like a seed that is never planted. If you believe that the Holy Spirit will dwell in your home, your actions must reflect that belief. Begin by dedicating your space to the divine. Speak words of invitation aloud, declaring that your home is a place of refuge for the Spirit. Remove anything that contradicts your faith, whether it be objects, habits, or attitudes. A home cluttered with doubt or distraction cannot fully welcome the Spirit. Instead, create an environment that reflects your faith, one of order, peace, and intention. Faith also thrives in the small, consistent acts of daily life. When you prepare a meal, do so with gratitude, believing that your provision is a testament to divine care. When you sit in quiet reflection, envision the Holy Spirit resting in your home, bringing comfort and guidance. Each act of faith, no matter how small, strengthens the foundation upon which the Spirit can build. Over time, these acts accumulate, creating a ripple effect that transforms your home into a sanctuary. Doubt is the greatest enemy of faith. It creeps in quietly, planting seeds of fear and uncertainty. But remember, this doubt cannot coexist with faith, for one will always overpower the other. To invite the Holy Spirit, you must guard your mind and heart against doubt. When it arises, confront it with truth. Speak aloud the promises you believe in, for the spoken word carries power. Remind yourself that faith is not about what you see, but about what you know to be true in the depths of your soul. It is also a gift that grows with use. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. Begin with small acts of faith, and as you see the results, your confidence will grow. Perhaps you pray for peace in a single room of your home. As you witness the transformation in that space, extend your faith to the entire house. Let each answered prayer be a reminder that the Holy Spirit responds to your belief, filling every corner where faith is present. Faith is contagious. When you live with unwavering faith, it affects everyone who enters your home. Visitors may not be able to articulate what they feel, but they will sense the presence of something greater. Your home will become a place of refuge and inspiration, not just for you, but for all who cross its threshold. This is the power of faith. It not only invites the Holy Spirit into your home, but also extends its blessings to others. In every moment, you have a choice to live in faith or to live in fear. Choose faith and watch as your home is transformed into a dwelling place for the divine. Know that the Holy Spirit longs to be with you, but it waits for your invitation. Through faith, you open the door, not just to a presence, but to a power that can heal, restore, and uplift. This is the promise of faith, and it is yours to claim. Words carry an extraordinary power. They are not mere sounds, they are creative forces that shape the world around you and within you. What you speak in your home is a reflection of the thoughts and beliefs you hold, and those words form the atmosphere in which you live. To invite the Holy Spirit into your home, you must speak words of light, words that uplift, inspire, and resonate with divine truth. Words of light create a pathway for the Spirit to dwell among you, for the Spirit is drawn to the purity and power of such utterances. Every word you speak sends out a vibration. Like ripples in water, those vibrations extend outward, affecting the environment and the people around you. Words of love, encouragement, and faith resonate on a higher frequency, aligning with the divine. On the other hand, words of anger, criticism, or despair create a heavy atmosphere, repelling the Spirit. The Spirit cannot thrive in a home where negativity lingers, for it seeks a space of harmony and light. Speaking words of light begins with awareness. Many people speak without considering the weight of their words, unaware of the impact they have on their surroundings. But words are not idle, they are seeds, and every seed has the potential to grow into something larger. If you plant seeds of negativity, you will harvest discord and strife. However, if you plant seeds of light, you will reap peace, joy, and divine presence. To speak words of light, you must first be mindful of what you allow to come from your mouth. This requires discipline and a conscious effort to align your speech with the qualities you wish to cultivate in your home. Consider how words shape relationships within your home. Harsh words can create walls, separating you from those you love, while kind words build bridges, fostering understanding and connection. The Holy Spirit dwells where unity exists, and your words play a crucial role in creating that unity. When disagreements arise, resist the temptation to speak in anger or frustration. Instead, pause and choose your words carefully, ensuring they reflect the love and patience you wish to embody. By doing so, you create an environment where the Spirit feels welcome. Speaking words of light also involves speaking truth, but truth must be delivered with love. Truth spoken without love can wound, while truth spoken with love can heal. The Spirit is the essence of truth, and it cannot dwell where falsehood or deceit exists. This does not mean you must always speak perfectly or avoid difficult conversations. Rather, it means approaching every interaction with the intention to uplift and to align with divine principles. One of the most powerful ways to speak words of light is through prayer and affirmation. Prayer is not merely a request for divine intervention, it is a declaration of faith and a statement of alignment with the Spirit. When you pray, you are not only inviting the Spirit into your home, but also affirming that you believe in its presence and power. Speak your prayers aloud, allowing your words to fill the space around you. Let them become a vibration that invites the Spirit to dwell with you. Affirmations, too, are a powerful tool. When you affirm positive truths, you are reinforcing the light within you and your home. Speak affirmations that declare your home as a sanctuary of peace, love, and divine presence. Say, "This home is filled with light and love," or "The Holy Spirit dwells here." These affirmations, when spoken with conviction, carry a transformative power that reshapes the energy of your home. It is also important to guard against words that diminish light. Gossip, complaints, and negativity can erode the atmosphere of your home, creating a space that feels heavy and unwelcoming. The Spirit is sensitive to the energy you create, and it will not linger where negativity prevails. This does not mean suppressing your feelings or avoiding honest expression, but it does mean choosing your words carefully, ensuring they align with the light you wish to invite. Teaching children and others in your home to speak words of light is another way to foster an environment where the Spirit thrives. Encourage them to express gratitude, to speak kindly to one another, and to use their words to build rather than to tear down. When the whole household adopts this practice, the cumulative effect is profound, creating a space where the Spirit's presence is palpable. In moments of silence, even your thoughts can become words of light. The words you speak in your heart are just as powerful as those spoken aloud, for they shape your inner world and ultimately your outer reality. Practice speaking words of light internally, affirming your connection to the divine and the presence of the Spirit in your home. As your inner speech aligns with light, it will naturally flow into your spoken words, creating a seamless harmony between your thoughts and your environment. Let your words be consistent. Speaking words of light is not a one-time act but a continual practice. It is the daily commitment to align your speech with the qualities you wish to embody and the divine presence you seek to invite. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, transforming not only your home but also your heart. The words you speak are a reflection of the light within you. By choosing to speak words that uplift, inspire, and align with truth, you create a space where the Holy Spirit feels welcome. Your words become a beacon, a guiding light that draws the Spirit closer, filling your home with peace, love, and divine presence. Remember, every word matters, and with each one, you have the power to invite the light of the Holy Spirit into your life and your home. Harmony is the essence of a home that invites the Holy Spirit. It is not simply the absence of conflict, but a deep and abiding sense of balance, peace, and unity. When harmony fills a home, it creates an atmosphere where the divine can dwell, where every member of the household feels a sense of safety, belonging, and connection. The Holy Spirit, being a spirit of unity and peace, is naturally drawn to such an environment. Harmony is not achieved by chance, it is cultivated intentionally, through your actions, thoughts, and the energy you bring into your space. The atmosphere of your home is shaped by what you allow to flourish there. Think of it as a garden. If you nurture kindness, patience, and love, these virtues will grow and fill the air with their fragrance. But if you allow anger, resentment, or chaos to take root, they will choke out the beauty and leave only discord in their place. The Holy Spirit cannot thrive in a space overtaken by disarray, for its nature is one of perfect order and alignment. Creating harmony begins with you. As the heart of your home, your energy sets the tone for those around you. If you are at peace within yourself, that peace will extend outward, influencing your surroundings. Conversely, if you carry tension, frustration, or negativity, it will seep into the atmosphere, affecting everyone who enters. To cultivate harmony, you must first examine your own heart and mind. Are your thoughts aligned with peace? Are your words and actions consistent with love and understanding? The Holy Spirit works through you, and the state of your inner world directly impacts the harmony of your home. One of the most powerful tools for creating harmony is forgiveness. In every relationship, misunderstandings and conflicts are inevitable, but they do not have to disrupt the unity of your home. Forgiveness is the act of releasing resentment and choosing love over anger. It is not about condoning wrongs, but about freeing yourself from the burden of holding on to them. When forgiveness becomes a habit, it transforms your relationships, dissolving the barriers that divide and replacing them with bridges of connection. The Holy Spirit is drawn to the energy of forgiveness, for it mirrors the divine grace that restores and renews. Communication is another cornerstone of harmony. The way you speak and listen to others can either build unity or create division. When you speak, do so with intention, choosing words that uplift and encourage rather than criticize or belittle. When you listen, do so with empathy, seeking to understand rather than to judge. True communication is not about winning an argument or proving a point. It is about creating a space where everyone feels valued and heard. This kind of communication fosters trust, which is the foundation of harmony. The physical environment of your home also plays a role in creating harmony. Clutter, chaos, and disorganization can contribute to feelings of stress and unease, making it difficult for harmony to take root. Take the time to create a space that reflects order and peace. Let natural light flow through your rooms, open windows to allow fresh air, and arrange your space in a way that promotes a sense of calm. The Holy Spirit is often associated with symbols of purity and clarity, and a home that reflects these qualities becomes a welcoming sanctuary. Rituals and traditions are powerful ways to cultivate harmony in your home. Whether it's sharing a meal together, lighting a candle in prayer, or simply gathering to reflect on the blessings of the day, these practices create a rhythm that grounds your household in unity. Rituals remind you of your shared purpose and strengthen the bonds between family members. They also create an opportunity to invite the Holy Spirit into your midst, transforming ordinary moments into sacred ones. Harmony is not static. It requires ongoing effort and commitment. It is built through daily acts of kindness, patience, and understanding. It is sustained by a willingness to put the needs of others before your own, to compromise when necessary, and to approach every situation with a spirit of love. This does not mean neglecting your own needs or becoming a doormat. Rather, it means recognizing that true harmony is a balance of giving and receiving, of honoring both yourself and others. Silence can also be a powerful tool for harmony. In a world filled with noise and distraction, moments of quiet can bring a sense of clarity and peace to your home. Silence creates a space for reflection, for listening to the whispers of the divine, and for simply being present. When silence is woven into the fabric of your daily life, it becomes a sanctuary within a sanctuary, a place where the Holy Spirit can speak and be heard. Children, if present in your home, can be natural carriers of harmony when guided with love and care. Teach them the values of kindness, patience, and respect. Show them through your own actions how to resolve conflicts peacefully and how to express their emotions in healthy ways. A home where children are nurtured in an atmosphere of love becomes a place where harmony naturally flourishes. Prayer is the anchor of harmony. When you pray, you are aligning yourself and your home with the divine. Prayer invites the Holy Spirit to fill your space, bringing peace and unity in its wake. Pray not only for yourself, but for every member of your household, for their well-being and for the harmony of your relationships. Let your prayers be filled with gratitude for the blessings you already have and with faith in the blessings yet to come. Harmony is the breath of a home that welcomes the Holy Spirit. It is the invisible thread that ties every moment, every relationship, and every corner of your space into a tapestry of peace. By cultivating harmony within yourself and extending it outward, you create an environment where the Spirit feels at home. It is in this atmosphere that love grows, miracles unfold, and divine presence becomes tangible. Harmony is not just a gift, it is a calling, a daily practice that transforms your home into a dwelling place for the Holy Spirit. Gratitude is a transformative force, a divine key that opens the doors to abundance, peace, and joy. It is not merely an emotion or a polite response to kindness, it is a state of being that aligns you with the highest frequencies of the universe. When you live in gratitude, you create a space where the Holy Spirit feels welcome, for gratitude is the language of the divine. It acknowledges the unseen blessings, honors the present moment, and draws more goodness into your life. To practice gratitude is to recognize the gifts in your life, both big and small. It begins with a shift in perspective. Instead of focusing on what is lacking, gratitude invites you to see the fullness of what already exists. A warm home, the laughter of loved ones, the beauty of sunlight streaming through a window, these are treasures that, when noticed, become sacred. Gratitude magnifies these blessings, reminding you that even the simplest things carry profound significance. The Holy Spirit is drawn to this acknowledgement, for it thrives in a heart that is open and appreciative. Gratitude is not dependent on external circumstances. It is easy to feel grateful when everything is going well, but the true power of gratitude lies in its ability to transcend difficulties. In moments of struggle, gratitude becomes a bridge between despair and hope. It shifts your focus from what is wrong to what is still right, offering a sense of peace and perspective. Even in pain, there is something to be grateful for, a lesson, a glimmer of grace, or the strength to keep going. The act of finding gratitude in hardship is a profound declaration of faith, a statement that you trust in the divine plan, even when you cannot see the whole picture. In a home where gratitude is practiced, the atmosphere is different. There is a lightness, a sense of peace that cannot be easily shaken. This is because gratitude has the power to dissolve negativity. When you focus on what you are thankful for, there is little room for complaints, resentment, or fear. Gratitude uplifts, replacing heaviness with joy and disconnection with unity. It is a magnetic force that draws the Holy Spirit into your home, for the Spirit responds to the energy of thanksgiving with an even greater outpouring of blessings. Gratitude is best expressed through action. While it begins in the heart, it gains power when shared with others. A word of thanks, a small gesture of kindness, or a prayer of thanksgiving are all ways to amplify the energy of gratitude. When you take the time to express your appreciation, whether to a family member, a friend, or even to the divine itself, you are planting seeds of light that will grow and multiply. The act of expressing gratitude not only strengthens your connection to others, but also deepens your relationship with the Spirit. Gratitude can also be cultivated as a daily practice. Begin each day with a moment of reflection, naming the things you are thankful for. Let this be your first act of the morning, setting the tone for the hours ahead. As you move through your day, make a conscious effort to notice and appreciate the blessings around you. End the day by reflecting on the moments that brought joy, comfort, or growth, no matter how small. This practice, when done consistently, transforms your mindset and your environment, creating a home where the Spirit feels welcome. Children, if present in your home, can be natural learners of gratitude. Teach them by example, showing them how to give thanks for their meals, their toys, or the beauty of nature. Encourage them to find something to be grateful for each day and celebrate their discoveries. By fostering this habit in them, you are not only shaping their character but also contributing to the harmonious energy of your home. A household that practices gratitude together becomes a beacon of light, a sanctuary where the Spirit dwells. Gratitude is also a powerful antidote to anxiety and fear. When worry threatens to overwhelm, gratitude redirects your focus. It reminds you of the goodness that still exists, grounding you in the present moment and easing the mind's restless chatter. The Holy Spirit cannot thrive in an atmosphere of fear, but it flourishes in the energy of trust and thanksgiving. By choosing gratitude in moments of uncertainty, you create a space for the Spirit to move, bringing clarity, peace, and reassurance. Another profound aspect of gratitude is its ability to amplify blessings. When you give thanks for what you have, you open the door to receive even more. Gratitude operates as a spiritual law. What you appreciate expands. By focusing on the good in your life and expressing genuine thanks, you align yourself with the flow of abundance. The Holy Spirit, ever attentive to the heart's intentions, responds by pouring out more blessings, further enriching your life. In prayer, gratitude holds a special place. While it is natural to ask for help or guidance, there is immense power in prayers of thanksgiving. When you thank the Spirit for blessings already received, you acknowledge the divine hand in your life. When you give thanks for blessings yet to come, you demonstrate faith, affirming that what you seek is already on its way. This act of gratitude strengthens your connection to the divine, drawing the Spirit closer and deepening its presence in your home. Gratitude also extends to how you treat your surroundings. Caring for your home, honoring the space you live in, and appreciating the comforts it provides are acts of thanksgiving. When you tend to your home with love and respect, you create an environment that reflects the gratitude in your heart. This physical expression of gratitude invites the Spirit to dwell among you, for it sees the care you have given to the place it is invited to inhabit. Gratitude is more than a practice, it is a way of life. It is a lens through which you see the world, a habit that transforms ordinary moments into sacred ones. By choosing gratitude, you align yourself with the divine flow, creating a home where the Holy Spirit feels welcome. Your life, in turn, becomes a testimony to the power of thanksgiving, a shining example of what is possible when gratitude is the key. In the rush and noise of daily life, there lies an overlooked yet profound sanctuary, the gift of quietude. To invite the Holy Spirit into your home, cultivating moments of silence and stillness is essential. Quietude is not simply the absence of sound, it is the deliberate creation of a space where your spirit can breathe, where your thoughts can settle, and where divine whispers can be heard. In these moments of stillness, the Holy Spirit finds a welcoming atmosphere, free from the distractions that often crowd our minds and homes. Daily quietude is a sacred pause, a time set aside to disconnect from the busyness of the world and reconnect with the divine within. It is in silence that clarity emerges, where the noise of doubts, fears, and uncertainties begins to fade, replaced by the reassuring presence of peace. The Holy Spirit, gentle and ever-present, often communicates in subtle ways through impressions, feelings, or quiet inspirations. But to perceive these messages, you must be still, creating a space where the Spirit's voice is not drowned out by the constant hum of life. This practice begins with intention. Quietude does not happen by accident. It requires a conscious decision to carve out time for stillness, no matter how full your schedule may be. Even a few minutes each day can transform your inner state and the atmosphere of your home. Find a place where you can sit undisturbed, free from distractions. It might be a corner of your living room, a space in your bedroom, or even a spot outdoors where nature itself becomes part of your quietude. Wherever it is, let it be a place where you feel at ease, a sanctuary for your soul. The act of quieting yourself is a spiritual practice. It begins with the breath slow, deep, and steady. As you focus on each inhale and exhale, your body begins to relax, and your mind starts to release the clutter it carries. The breath is a bridge between the physical and the spiritual, anchoring you in the present moment while opening you to divine presence. With each breath, you create space for the Holy Spirit to fill, allowing its peace to flow through you. Daily quietude is not about achieving emptiness, but about creating openness. In this openness, you become more attuned to the Spirit's guidance, its gentle nudges and assurances. Quietude is a time to listen, not to strive or ask. It is an act of surrender, a recognition that in stillness you align yourself with divine wisdom that surpasses your understanding. The Holy Spirit often speaks in the spaces between words, in the silence that carries profound meaning. To hear this, you must let go of the need to fill the silence with your own thoughts and allow the divine to fill it instead. The benefits of daily quietude extend beyond the moments of stillness. The peace and clarity it brings begin to infuse the rest of your day. Decisions become easier, relationships more harmonious, and challenges less overwhelming when approached from a place of inner calm. This shift is not coincidental, it is the result of inviting the Spirit to be an active presence in your life. Quietude creates a ripple effect, transforming not only your inner world, but also the environment around you. A home where quietude is practiced becomes a refuge, a place where peace and presence are palpable. Children, if part of your household, can also be introduced to the practice of quietude in age-appropriate ways. Encourage them to sit with you for a few moments, perhaps with a simple focus like watching the flame of a candle or listening to the sound of their breath. Teach them that silence is not something to fear, but a gift to treasure. In doing so, you plant seeds of mindfulness and peace that will grow throughout their lives, shaping them into individuals who carry the Spirit's presence wherever they go. Quietude also deepens your relationship with yourself. In the silence, you come face to face with your true self, beyond the roles, responsibilities, and distractions that often define you. It is a time to reflect, to acknowledge your emotions, and to release what no longer serves you. This self-awareness is a form of spiritual alignment, clearing the way for the Holy Spirit to work through you more effectively. In knowing yourself, you come closer to understanding the divine within you. Quietude is not a withdrawal from life, but an embrace of its deepest truths. It is in the silence that you come to understand that you are never alone, that the Spirit is always with you, guiding, comforting, and renewing you. By choosing daily quietude, you invite this presence into your life in a profound way, creating a foundation of peace that sustains you through all of life's seasons. Let quietude become your daily offering, your sacred pause, where the Spirit meets you in love and fills your home with its light. Intentional acts of kindness are profound gestures that invite the divine presence into your life and home. They are more than just fleeting actions of generosity, they are deliberate expressions of love, compassion, and understanding. These acts, no matter how small, carry a transformative power that not only touches others, but also elevates your spirit. Kindness is a language understood by all, a universal force that unites hearts, dissolves barriers, and creates an environment where the Holy Spirit feels welcomed and celebrated. When you practice kindness with intention, you align yourself with the energy of divine love. The Holy Spirit is drawn to spaces where love is actively demonstrated, for such acts mirror the essence of the divine. Kindness is not about grand displays or seeking recognition, it is about the authenticity of your heart's intention. A kind word, a helping hand, or a listening ear can be as powerful as the most elaborate gesture, provided it is given with sincerity and care. These acts create ripples of positivity that extend far beyond what you can see, fostering an atmosphere of grace that resonates in your home. Intentional kindness begins with mindfulness. It requires being fully present and attuned to the needs of those around you. In a world that often moves at a frenetic pace, slowing down to truly see and respond to others is an act of kindness in itself. This mindfulness allows you to notice opportunities to help, comfort, or uplift someone in a way that feels personal and meaningful. When you take the time to act from a place of thoughtfulness, your actions carry a deeper significance, becoming channels through which the Holy Spirit's love flows. Kindness is a practice that begins at home. It is in your daily interactions with family members, roommates, or even yourself that you set the tone for a Spirit-filled environment. Simple gestures like expressing gratitude, offering encouragement, or sharing a smile create a foundation of warmth and connection. These acts may seem small, but their impact is profound, building an atmosphere of trust and love that invites the Spirit to dwell among you. By consistently choosing kindness in your closest relationships, you create a ripple effect that extends beyond the walls of your home, touching everyone you encounter. Practicing intentional kindness also requires a spirit of generosity. This does not necessarily mean giving material gifts, but offering the treasures of your time, attention, and empathy. When you listen without judgment, when you offer comfort without conditions, and when you give without expecting anything in return, you embody the essence of divine love. Generosity of spirit opens the heart and creates a space where the Holy Spirit can work through you, blessing both the giver and the receiver in equal measure. One of the most powerful aspects of kindness is its ability to heal. A kind gesture has the potential to mend wounds, restore hope, and rekindle faith in humanity. When you choose kindness, you become a vessel for the Holy Spirit's healing power, bringing light into dark places and peace into troubled hearts. This healing extends not only to others, but also to yourself, for in giving kindness, you also receive its blessings. The act of extending love and compassion reinforces your connection to the divine, strengthening your spirit and deepening your sense of purpose. Kindness is contagious. When you practice it intentionally, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that transforms not only individual lives but entire communities. The Holy Spirit thrives in this atmosphere of collective goodwill, multiplying the blessings that flow from each act of kindness. By choosing to lead with love, you become a catalyst for change, spreading the Spirit's presence wherever you go. This influence begins with simple, intentional acts that demonstrate the power of love in action. Teaching kindness to children is another way to invite the Holy Spirit into your home. By modeling acts of compassion and encouraging them to practice kindness, you instill values that will shape their character and their relationship with the divine. Children learn not only through words but through observation, and when they see kindness consistently demonstrated, they internalize its importance. Encourage them to share, to express gratitude, and to help others in ways that are meaningful to them. These small lessons create a foundation of love and empathy that will guide them throughout their lives. Kindness also extends to how you treat yourself. Many people overlook self-kindness, but it is an essential component of a spirit-filled life. Treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding you would offer to others. Speak words of encouragement to yourself, forgive your mistakes, and care for your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. When you practice self-kindness, you create a strong inner foundation that allows you to pour kindness into others without depleting yourself. The Holy Spirit honors this balance, recognizing that love begins within and flows outward. Intentional kindness requires consistency. It is not reserved for special occasions, or when it feels convenient. It is a daily practice, a way of being that reflects your commitment to love and compassion. Whether you are helping a neighbor in need, sharing an uplifting word with a friend, or simply holding the door open for a stranger, each act of kindness is a step toward creating a world that reflects divine love. The Holy Spirit is present in these moments, working through your actions to bring light and healing to all who are touched by them. Intentional acts of kindness are expressions of divine purpose. They remind us that we are all connected, that each of us has the power to make a difference through simple, loving actions. By choosing to practice kindness with intention, you invite the Holy Spirit into your life and home in a profound way, creating an environment where love, peace, and grace flourish. Let kindness be your offering, your daily expression of gratitude and faith, and watch as the Spirit moves through your life, transforming it in ways beyond measure. In conclusion, creating an atmosphere that invites the Holy Spirit into your home requires conscious effort and heartfelt intention. By embracing faith as the doorway, speaking words of light, fostering harmony, practicing gratitude, cultivating daily quietude, and performing intentional acts of kindness, you open your heart and home to divine presence. These practices are not just rituals, but ways of living that align you with the Spirit's love, peace, and guidance. Each step transforms not only your inner world, but the environment around you, making your home a sanctuary of grace and light. Through these acts, you mirror the essence of divine love, creating a ripple effect that touches lives far beyond your own. The Holy Spirit dwells where faith is strong, gratitude is abundant, and kindness is expressed daily. Thank you for allowing these words to inspire and guide you. May your journey be filled with peace, joy, and the comforting presence of the Holy Spirit in every moment. Blessings to you and your home. You walk into a room. Without uttering a single word, people turn their heads. They don't know why, but something about you caught their attention. They feel something, and that something is the energy you radiate. You are not just a body moving through time and space. You are a being of energy, vibrating with a unique frequency that extends far beyond your physical form. Every cell, every thought, every emotion you experience is part of an intricate dance of energy that is constantly interacting with the world around you. Your presence, even when you remain silent, emanates a powerful energy that others can feel, even if they cannot always explain it. This is the fundamental truth: you are energy. When you begin to understand that you are energy, everything changes. You realize that what you feel on the inside, your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, creates the energy that you radiate outward. Every single moment, whether you're aware of it or not, you are broadcasting a signal to the universe and to those around you. This energy is a reflection of your inner world, and it is this energy that attracts people, opportunities, and circumstances into your life. You are constantly transmitting your frequency, and the world around you is responding to it. Think about it. You can walk into a room and instantly sense the atmosphere. You may not know exactly why, but you can feel if the energy is warm, welcoming, tense, or heavy. This is because you too are a sensitive being, and your energy interacts with the energy around you. It's an exchange that is constantly happening, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. The people you encounter, the spaces you enter, are all influenced by the energy you bring with you. You are never disconnected from the flow of energy in your surroundings. You are always part of it. When you understand that you are energy, you also begin to realize that you have control over the frequency you emit. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, contributes to the vibration you send out into the world. If you walk around with negative thoughts and heavy emotions, that energy becomes your reality. People around you will feel it, whether they consciously realize it or not. You may find that you attract negativity, conflict, or difficulty because your energy is aligned with those experiences. But when you choose to cultivate positive thoughts, to focus on love, peace, and gratitude, your energy shifts. It becomes lighter, brighter, and more expansive. You begin to attract people, opportunities, and situations that match the high frequency you are now radiating. The more you focus on uplifting thoughts and positive emotions, the more you align with the highest energy available to you. The people around you will sense this transformation, and consciously or unconsciously, they will be drawn to your energy. Your energy does not only affect those around you, it also affects you. The way you feel about yourself directly impacts the way you perceive the world. If you are filled with self-doubt, fear, or insecurity, your energy will reflect that, and the world will mirror those feelings back to you. But when you embrace a sense of self-worth, confidence, and peace, your energy shifts, and you begin to see a world that is more supportive, loving, and abundant. Your perception changes, and so does your experience. The energy you project is what shapes the reality you live in. One of the most powerful things you can do is take responsibility for the energy you carry. You must become aware of the thoughts and feelings that influence your energy. When you become conscious of what you are thinking and feeling, you can make intentional choices about how you want to feel and what kind of energy you want to radiate. You are not at the mercy of your emotions or circumstances. You have the ability to change your energy, and when you do, you change everything around you. When you align with the energy of love, abundance, and gratitude, you create an atmosphere that others cannot help but be drawn to. You become magnetic, not because of your appearance or your words, but because of the energy you carry. Your energy speaks louder than anything you could ever say. People pick up on your vibration, and it influences how they respond to you. They may feel inspired, uplifted, or at ease just by being in your presence. The truth is, energy is contagious. When you are filled with positive energy, others can feel it and are naturally influenced by it. You have the power to shape your energy at any moment. No matter what is happening in the world around you, you can choose to shift your focus and change your inner state. By doing so, you raise your energy, and when you raise your energy, you raise your energy, you raise your entire life. The world will begin to reflect back the energy you emit, bringing you closer to your desires, your goals, and your dreams. It all begins with the awareness that you are energy. Your energy is not just a passive force, it is a creative power. It shapes your world and the world of those around you. When you choose to master your energy, you become the master of your reality. Your energy creates your experience, and in this truth lies the power to create a life that aligns with your deepest desires and truest self. You are energy, and that energy is everything. Your inner state is far more than just a collection of thoughts or fleeting emotions. It is the most powerful force in shaping the life you experience. It is the magnetic force that attracts everything you encounter in your world: people, circumstances, opportunities, and challenges. It's important to understand that your inner state, the way you feel, the emotional state you occupy, is like a magnet. Whatever you feel deeply on the inside, you draw towards you on the outside. The power of your inner state begins with the realization that your thoughts and emotions are not just passing states, they are creating your reality. The way you feel about yourself, your life, and the world around you sends out a signal to the universe. This signal acts like a magnetic force that pulls corresponding experiences and people toward you. When you are filled with fear, doubt, or worry, you are essentially broadcasting a frequency that resonates with more of the same energy. The universe, being responsive to the energy you send out, brings you experiences that match that vibration. You will find yourself attracting situations that reflect your inner state of unease, struggle, or limitation. On the other hand, when you cultivate an inner state of peace, love, joy, and confidence, you become a magnet for these positive experiences. The more you align your thoughts and emotions with the higher frequencies of gratitude, love, and abundance, the more you draw these experiences into your life. Just like a magnet pulls metal towards it, your inner state attracts people, circumstances, and opportunities that mirror the energy you are embodying. This is the universal law of attraction in its simplest form. What you feel, you attract. The most important aspect of this is that you are always emitting energy, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. If you are unaware of the emotional state you are operating from, you might find yourself unintentionally attracting situations that don't align with your desires. This is why awareness of your inner state is so crucial. By becoming conscious of how you feel, you gain the power to change it. If you don't like what you are attracting, take a moment to check in with your feelings. Are you feeling frustrated, hopeless, or stressed? These emotions are sending out a message to the universe, and that message is being reflected back to you in the form of challenging experiences. But you can change that. When you begin to focus on positive thoughts and emotions, you shift your inner state. When you choose to feel gratitude, even for the small things, you elevate your vibration. When you choose to feel abundant, even if your circumstances do not appear to be abundant, you begin to shift the energy you are sending out. The more you practice this, the more you will begin to notice changes in your life. You will start to see how opportunities begin to open up, how people treat you differently, and how the universe seems to bring more of what you want into your life. What's more, your inner state is contagious. The energy you carry influences others around you. If you are radiating calm, positivity, and confidence, people around you can feel it, even if they don't consciously recognize it. They are drawn to you because your energy resonates with them. You have the power to uplift those around you simply by maintaining a positive inner state. People often become inspired or feel at ease simply by being in your presence, because they are subconsciously responding to the energy you are putting out. In this way, your inner state doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone and everything in your life. It's like casting a stone into a pond. Your inner state creates ripples that touch everyone and everything around you. When you shift your energy, you also shift the dynamics of your relationships, your work, your finances, and your health. Positive energy attracts positive people, positive experiences, and positive circumstances. Negative energy, on the other hand, will pull negativity towards you. It's essential to realize that you have the power to direct your energy. You are not a victim of your circumstances, and you are not at the mercy of your emotions. When you become aware of your inner state, you take back control. You can consciously choose how you want to feel. By doing this, you are shaping the reality you experience. You are no longer simply reacting to life, you are actively creating it. So remember this, your inner state is a magnet. Whatever you feel deeply is what you attract. By learning to align your thoughts and emotions with the energy you wish to attract, you become the architect of your life. Take control of your inner state and watch as your world begins to shift in ways you may never have imagined. The energy you emit is the world you create, and when you master that energy, you master your destiny. Energy speaks louder than words, because it is the unspoken language of the universe. While words can convey meaning, energy communicates the true essence of what we are feeling, thinking, and experiencing. Every individual carries a unique energy, and this energy flows outward, impacting everything around them. Words can sometimes be deceptive or limited, but energy is authentic and undeniable. It reveals truths about us that words often cannot express or may try to hide. When you walk into a room, your energy enters first, long before you say a word. People may not consciously know what it is, but they can feel it. The way you carry yourself, the subtle vibration you emanate, is felt by everyone in your presence. Whether you are aware of it or not, your energy is constantly broadcasting your inner state to the world. It speaks volumes, and it speaks truthfully. It doesn't need words to make an impact, it just is. When we communicate, words are often the least important aspect of the conversation. The underlying energy, the emotional tone that accompanies the words is what truly matters. Think about a time when someone said something that appeared kind, but you sensed something wasn't right. Maybe their words were reassuring, but their energy conveyed something different, maybe fear, insecurity, or manipulation. You may not have been able to articulate it at the time, but on a deeper level, you recognize that the energy didn't align with the words. That is because energy is the true communicator. It is raw, unfiltered, and powerful. It cannot be hidden behind a mask or altered with words. The power of energy also lies in its ability to create connection without the need for verbal communication. Consider a deep friendship or a relationship where no words are necessary to understand each other. There's a knowing, a connection that goes beyond words. You can feel each other's energy, and this deep connection is often more profound than anything words could express. You intuitively understand how the other person is feeling because their energy speaks louder than what they say. This is why it's essential to be mindful of your inner state and the energy you project. Your energy shapes your world more powerfully than your words ever will. If you are constantly focused on negative thoughts, self-doubt, or fear, your energy will reflect that, and you will find yourself encountering more of the same. But when you choose to shift your energy to one of gratitude, love, and abundance, you begin to see your reality shift accordingly. People begin to respond to you differently, opportunities arise, and life starts to feel lighter and more aligned with your desires. The energy you bring to any situation is the most significant contribution you make. Whether in a conversation, a meeting, or a gathering, your energy is the driving force behind the interaction. It sets the tone, creates the atmosphere, and influences how others feel and behave. Words are important, but energy is the foundation. It is the silent language that communicates the most powerful truths, the most authentic expressions of who we are. You control the frequency you radiate, and that frequency shapes everything around you. Think of yourself as a transmitter, constantly emitting a signal into the universe. This signal is the energy you carry within your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and attitudes. Every thought you think, every feeling you experience, and every belief you hold is a part of the frequency you are sending out. This frequency, much like a radio signal, interacts with the world, drawing experiences, people, and circumstances into your life that match the vibration you're emitting. Many people are unaware that they are constantly radiating a frequency. Most of the time, they are simply responding to external stimuli, letting their emotions and thoughts be governed by the circumstances around them. However, this external influence doesn't have to control you. In fact, you have the power to choose the frequency you emit. Your inner state is like a dial on a radio, and you can adjust it at any time to tune into the frequency that aligns with your desires and intentions. The first step in taking control of the frequency you radiate is awareness. You must be conscious of how you feel and the thoughts that dominate your mind. Are they positive, uplifting, and aligned with your desires? Or are they negative, fear-based, and focused on lack or limitation? Every thought and feeling you entertain affects your frequency, so it's crucial to be mindful of what you're thinking and how you're feeling. When you focus on gratitude, love, abundance, and positivity, you raise your frequency. Conversely, when you dwell on fear, worry, frustration, or doubt, you lower your vibration. The beauty of this is that you have the power to shift your frequency at any moment. You are not a passive recipient of the world's energy, you are an active creator of your own reality. If you find yourself feeling negative or low, you can change the channel. Begin by focusing on something that brings you joy, something you are grateful for, or something that makes you feel loved and appreciated. Shift your thoughts and emotions in the direction of what you want, rather than what you fear or what is currently lacking in your life. As you adjust your frequency, you will begin to notice that the world around you starts to reflect this new energy. People will respond to you differently, situations will shift, and new opportunities will start to appear. It's also important to understand that your frequency is not just about your thoughts and feelings, it's also about your beliefs. Your beliefs are the core programming that influences your thoughts and emotions, and they ultimately shape your reality. If you believe that you are worthy of success, love, and abundance, you will radiate a frequency that attracts those things into your life. However, if you believe that you are unworthy, incapable, or undeserving, your frequency will align with those beliefs, and you will experience situations that reinforce them. This is why it's so essential to work on your self-belief and to reprogram any limiting beliefs that are keeping your frequency low. One powerful way to change your frequency is through the practice of visualization. When you imagine yourself living the life you desire, feeling the emotions of already having what you want, you align your inner state with the energy of your desires. Visualization helps you tune your frequency to the vibration of the life you want to create. As you visualize, you're not just thinking about your desires, you are feeling the emotions as if they are already real. This emotional charge sends out a powerful signal to the universe, telling it what you want to attract. Another way to control your frequency is through affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself, aligning your thoughts and feelings with the frequency of what you want. When you say things like, "I am worthy of love and abundance," or "I attract positive opportunities into my life," you are consciously choosing a frequency of abundance and positivity. The more you repeat these affirmations, the more your thoughts and beliefs shift, and the higher your vibration becomes. Your frequency also impacts the people and situations you attract. Like attracts like, so if you are radiating a high frequency of joy, love, and abundance, you will attract people and experiences that match that energy. Conversely, if you are stuck in a low frequency of fear, doubt, or negativity, you will attract situations and people that reinforce those feelings. By taking control of your frequency, you take control of the people and circumstances that enter your life. This is why it's so important to surround yourself with people who lift you up and inspire you. Their positive energy will help to elevate your frequency, and in turn, you will attract even more positivity into your life. The frequency you radiate is also tied to your self-worth. When you recognize that you are worthy of all the good things life has to offer, your frequency naturally rises. You stop settling for less, and you start attracting more of what you truly desire. On the other hand, if you struggle with self-doubt or feelings of unworthiness, you will unconsciously project that energy into the world, attracting experiences that reinforce those beliefs. Your worthiness is reflected in the frequency you send out, and when you raise that frequency, you raise your worthiness and your capacity to receive. Controlling the frequency you radiate is one of the most powerful tools you have for creating the life you desire. You are not a victim of your circumstances, you are the creator of your reality. By consciously choosing to radiate a higher frequency, you open yourself up to greater possibilities, deeper connections, and more fulfilling experiences. The world around you will begin to mirror the energy you send out, and you will see that your external reality is simply a reflection of your inner state. Take control of your frequency and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. What you hold in mind is what you broadcast to the world. Every thought, feeling, and belief that occupies your mind sends out a signal, creating a vibration that resonates with the universe. This is not just a theoretical concept, it is a fundamental truth that governs your life. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are constantly transmitting your inner world, and the energy you send out influences the circumstances, people, and experiences you attract. The universe responds to your thoughts and feelings, matching them with similar energy. Your mind is incredibly powerful. It shapes your perception of the world and determines the way you experience reality. When you focus on positive, empowering thoughts, you broadcast a frequency of abundance, success, and joy. Conversely, when you dwell on negativity, fear, or self-doubt, you send out a frequency of lack, struggle, and frustration. This energetic broadcast is not limited to your conscious thoughts, it includes your subconscious mind as well, which plays a significant role in what you attract into your life. When you focus on what you want, rather than what you don't want, you are more likely to attract it. The key is to hold the image of your desires firmly in your mind, and to feel the emotions associated with them. Visualization is a powerful tool for this. When you visualize yourself already living the life you desire, you align your thoughts and emotions with that reality. You start to emit the frequency of your desired outcome, sending a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive it. This not only shifts your mindset, but it also alters the energy you radiate, which in turn attracts the people, opportunities, and circumstances that align with your desires. But it's not just about wishing for something and hoping it will appear. You must embody the vibration of what you want. If you want love, for example, you must hold the thought of love in your mind and feel the emotions of love. If you want abundance, you must think abundantly and feel abundant. This is where the power of emotions comes in. Your feelings are the fuel that amplifies your thoughts. When you think positively but feel negatively, you are sending mixed signals which can confuse the universe and delay your manifestation. The alignment between your thoughts and feelings is crucial in broadcasting the right signal. One of the most powerful ways to ensure that you are broadcasting the frequency of what you want is to practice mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts and notice when they shift toward negativity or doubt. If you find yourself thinking about what you don't want or fearing the worst, consciously redirect your thoughts to what you do want. Replace worry with trust, fear with confidence, and lack with abundance. By doing so, you take control of the frequency you are broadcasting, ensuring that it aligns with your desires. Your subconscious mind also plays a pivotal role in what you broadcast. While your conscious mind is the thinking mind, the subconscious is the emotional mind, and it governs much of your behavior, beliefs, and reactions. If your subconscious mind is programmed with limiting beliefs or negative thought patterns, it can sabotage your efforts to create the life you desire. This is why it's important to reprogram your subconscious by consistently feeding it with positive affirmations, visualizations, and empowering beliefs. As you shift your subconscious programming, you begin to broadcast a different energy, one that aligns with your true desires and purpose. Another important aspect of broadcasting the right energy is the law of attraction. This universal law states that like attracts like. In other words, the energy you put out into the world will attract similar energy back to you. If you are constantly holding thoughts of gratitude, abundance, and love in your mind, you will attract more of those things into your life. On the other hand, if you focus on fear, lack, or negativity, you will attract experiences that mirror those feelings. The law of attraction works whether you are aware of it or not, so it's crucial to be mindful of what you are thinking and feeling at all times. It's important to note that what you hold in mind is not just about the things you consciously think about. Your habitual thoughts and feelings are just as important. If you constantly worry about money, for instance, you are broadcasting a frequency of lack. If you frequently think about your past mistakes or failures, you are broadcasting a frequency of regret and limitation. These subconscious thought patterns can unknowingly keep you stuck in a cycle of attracting more of what you don't want. That's why it's essential to become aware of your habitual thoughts and to replace them with thoughts that are aligned with your desired reality. In addition to your thoughts and feelings, your actions also play a role in what you broadcast. Actions are a reflection of your inner state and reinforce the frequency you are sending out. When you take inspired action toward your goals, you are reinforcing your commitment to manifesting your desires. This action, coupled with the right thoughts and feelings, amplifies the signal you are broadcasting, making it more likely that the universe will respond with the people, resources, and opportunities that align with your vision. What you hold in mind is what you broadcast because your mind creates your reality. The thoughts and emotions you focus on are like a magnet, drawing experiences into your life that match your frequency. If you want to create a life filled with love, success, and abundance, you must focus on those things in your mind. You must cultivate the feelings of already having them, and you must take inspired action to bring them into your life. By consciously choosing the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that align with your desires, you are broadcasting the frequency of your dreams. The universe will respond by bringing you closer to what you are radiating. Energy is contagious, and it spreads far beyond our conscious awareness. It is a force that flows from one person to another, shaping interactions, environments, and experiences. You may not realize it, but the energy you carry within you affects everyone around you. Whether you are aware of it or not, your emotional state, thoughts, and energy radiate out and influence the people you encounter. Likewise, the energy of others can impact you, affecting your mood, thoughts, and actions. This is why it is so important to be mindful of the energy you surround yourself with, and to consciously choose the energy you project. The energy you emit is not limited to just your thoughts and feelings. It encompasses your entire being, your body language, your tone of voice, your presence, and even your unspoken intentions. When you enter a room, the energy you bring with you can either uplift or drain the people around you. A person who exudes positivity, warmth, and enthusiasm naturally attracts others who resonate with that energy. On the other hand, someone who radiates negativity, frustration, or anger can create tension and discomfort in those nearby. This is why it's often said that energy speaks louder than words. The energy you carry communicates far more than your words ever could, influencing how people respond to you and how situations unfold. Your energy is contagious because it operates on a subconscious level. People are highly sensitive to the energy of others, even if they don't consciously recognize it. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt the mood shift, even though no one said anything? Or have you ever been around someone who, no matter how quiet they are, makes you feel either energized or drained? That's the power of energy at work. It's not just the spoken words or the actions, it's the underlying energy that permeates everything. This is especially true in relationships. Whether in friendships, family dynamics, or romantic partnerships, the energy you bring to the relationship will determine its nature and direction. If you constantly project love, understanding, and positive energy, you create an environment where those qualities can thrive. Conversely, if you bring negativity, resentment, or hostility into the relationship, you invite conflict, disconnection, and tension. Energy in relationships is like a dance. One person's energy can influence the others, and the exchange of energy can either enhance or diminish the connection. The contagious nature of energy also extends to the workplace and other social environments. In a team setting, for example, the energy of one person can lift the entire group, boosting morale, creativity, and productivity. And when one individual brings enthusiasm, optimism, and drive to a project, it has a ripple effect, motivating others to adopt a similar attitude. On the other hand, negativity or pessimism can drag down the entire team, creating an atmosphere of stagnation or even conflict. This is why it's so important to be aware of the energy you contribute to any environment. Your energy can influence the collective mood and the outcomes of any situation. The contagiousness of energy is also rooted in the concept of vibration. Everything in the universe vibrates at a certain frequency, including human beings. When you are in a positive emotional state, your vibration is high, and you naturally attract others who resonate with that frequency. When you are feeling negative or low, your vibration drops, and you may find that you attract more of the same energy, more negativity, or situations that reinforce those low vibrations. Energy is a frequency, and light attracts like. The energy you emit acts as a magnet, drawing in experiences and people that match your frequency. This is why it is so important to take responsibility for the energy you bring into any situation. It's easy to become a passive recipient of the energy around you, especially when you are exposed to negativity or stress. However, you always have the choice to take control of your energy. You can decide to raise your vibration by focusing on positive thoughts, cultivating feelings of gratitude and love, and engaging in activities that make you feel good. When you consciously choose to raise your energy, you not only improve your own experience, but also influence the energy of those around you in a positive way. One of the most powerful ways to raise your energy is through self-awareness. Pay attention to how you feel in different situations and around different people. Notice when your energy shifts and what triggers those shifts. Are you spending time with people who uplift you, or are you surrounded by individuals who drain your energy? Are you focusing on thoughts and beliefs that support your well-being, or are you letting negativity take hold? By becoming more aware of the energy you are giving and receiving, you can consciously shift your focus and cultivate a higher frequency. It's also essential to protect your energy. Not every situation or person is conducive to your well-being, and sometimes it's necessary to set boundaries in order to preserve your energy. If you find yourself in an environment where negativity is rampant, it's important to either remove yourself or practice energy protection techniques. This could include taking a few moments to center yourself, using visualization to shield yourself from negative energy, or simply leaving a situation that feels draining. Protecting your energy allows you to maintain your own vibration and not be pulled down by the energy of others. The contagious nature of energy is a reminder that we are all interconnected. The energy we give to the world has a ripple effect, touching people and situations in ways we may not even realize. By cultivating positive energy within ourselves and being mindful of how we interact with the world, we can create a more harmonious and uplifting environment for ourselves and others. The energy you radiate matters, and by consciously choosing to spread love, positivity, and kindness, you have the power to transform not only your own life, but the lives of those around you. Master your energy, master your reality. This statement holds a profound truth that governs every aspect of our lives. Energy is the essence of all things. It is the force that drives creation, movement, and transformation. Whether we realize it or not, we are constantly interacting with energy both within ourselves and the world around us. Every thought, emotion, and belief we hold is a form of energy that shapes our reality. By learning to master our energy, we can learn to master the life we experience. At its core, energy is the invisible force that influences everything in the universe. From the smallest particles of matter to the grandest cosmic movements, everything is powered by energy. This includes our thoughts and emotions. Our minds are not separate from the energy around us, they are deeply interconnected. The energy you carry within you has the ability to attract, repel, and shape the circumstances of your life. If you are unaware of this, you may unknowingly be allowing external forces to dictate your reality. But once you understand that you control your energy, you realize that you also control the direction of your life. Energy is not static. It is constantly shifting and changing. This is why your internal state, the way you think and feel, is so powerful. It is like a magnet that draws experiences to you. When you feel positive emotions like love, joy, and gratitude, you align yourself with higher frequencies of energy, which in turn attract experiences that resonate with those emotions. On the other hand, when you allow negative emotions like fear, anger, or frustration to dominate your inner world, you lower your frequency and attract experiences that reflect those lower energies. The reality you experience is a direct reflection of the energy you hold within. To master your energy is to take control of the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that shape your internal landscape. The first step is awareness. Without awareness, you cannot change anything. You must begin by observing your thoughts and emotions, recognizing when you are operating from a place of fear, scarcity, or negativity. Pay attention to the moments when you feel drained, disconnected, or out of alignment with your true self. These are the moments when your energy is not being directed intentionally, and they are the moments that require your attention. Once you become aware of the energy you are carrying, the next step is to consciously choose the energy you wish to embody. Just as you can choose what to think, you can also choose how to feel. Instead of allowing external circumstances to dictate your emotional state, you have the power to shift your focus and change your energy. This is the foundation of mastering your reality. So, when you choose to feel empowered, abundant, and at peace, you align yourself with the energies of creation and manifestation. You begin to broadcast a frequency that draws to you the experiences, people, and opportunities that match that energy. Mastering your energy also involves taking responsibility for the energy you give to the world. You are constantly emitting energy through your words, actions, and intentions. If you are continually sending out negativity, doubt, or resentment, you are creating a reality where those energies are reflected back to you. However, if you choose to radiate positivity, kindness, and gratitude, you are contributing to the creation of a world filled with those same qualities. The energy you put into the world is never lost. It always returns to you in one form or another. This is the power of the law of attraction, like attracts like. The more you cultivate positive energy within, the more you will attract positive circumstances and people into your life. To truly master your energy, you must also learn to protect it. Life will always present challenges, and there will be people and situations that attempt to drain your energy. It is crucial to recognize when you are being influenced by external negativity and to take steps to safeguard your energy. This can be done through setting healthy boundaries, practicing mindfulness, and engaging in activities that replenish your energy, such as meditation, exercise, or spending time in nature. The more you protect your energy, the more you will be able to maintain a high vibration, even in the face of adversity. Another aspect of mastering your energy is learning to align with your higher self. When you are in alignment with your true essence, your soul's purpose, your inner wisdom, your deepest desires, you are operating at your highest frequency. This alignment allows you to move through life with grace, clarity, and confidence. When you are out of alignment, you feel lost, disconnected, or uncertain. To return to alignment, you must trust in your inner guidance and let go of the fears and doubts that hold you back. Your higher self knows what is best for you, and when you align with it, you step into your power. As you master your energy, you also learn to master your reality. The more you take charge of your internal state, the more control you have over the external circumstances of your life. You begin to realize that you are not a passive observer of life, you are an active creator. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs have the power to shape your reality in ways you may have never imagined. By consciously directing your energy, you can manifest your desires, attract the people and opportunities you need, and create a life that aligns with your deepest aspirations. Mastering your energy is not about controlling every moment or forcing things to happen. It is about cultivating a state of awareness, intention, and alignment with your true self. When you master your energy, you are no longer a victim of circumstances, you are the creator of your experience. Your energy is the key to unlocking the life you desire, and when you learn to master it, you master your reality. In conclusion, mastering your energy is the key to transforming your reality. Everything in your life, your circumstances, relationships, and opportunities are shaped by the energy you emit. By becoming aware of your internal state and consciously choosing the energy you project, you begin to align with your highest potential. Remember, you are not a passive observer of your life, you are the creator. Your energy is powerful, and when you harness it with intention, you unlock the ability to manifest your desires and create a life filled with positivity, abundance, and fulfillment. Thank you for your time and attention. May you step into the power of your energy and use it to shape the reality you desire.